Hi everybody! Today I'm going to show you how I replace elastics in AppleCheeks cloth diapers. Here I have a size 1 AppleCheeks Forget-Me-Not, and I've already removed the elastics along the legs, but I've kept the ones at the back and the front because they still have nice ruffles and are really springy. You can see where I removed the old stitching. There are some little dots and lines left, and that's what I'm going to use to follow when I stitch in my new elastics. Also, you can see that the serging is really wearing off here because it is quite old and was used quite heavily, but this isn't going to affect function, it's just a cosmetic issue. I have my machine set up with my coordinating thread up top. I'm using Coats & Clark brand. Usually I use Gutermann thread, but as long as it's 100% polyester, that's all that really matters. If you use cotton thread, then your diapers will wick, and we don't want that. And here I have just white thread in the bobbin. And I like to adjust my tension just a little bit higher to give it a nicer finished look. And we have a straight stitch with sort of a medium stitch length. Okay, so first I take my elastic, which I have cut to 7 inches. The AppleCheeks blog recommends you cut it to 6.5 inches for a size 1, but I like to cut them about a half an inch longer, just because I find they work a little better and don't fit so tight. So I'm going to take it flat and slide it inside the pocket of the diaper. And I'm just going to pinch it here. I'm sure you can't really tell, but I'm pinching it here with a bit of space, about half an inch from where I'm going to do my anchor stitch. Just pinching it. I know some people pin, but I prefer just to hold it. It's quicker, and I don't have to worry about where my pinholes are going to be. So then I'm just going to align my foot with that stitch line from where it was taken out, and sew back and forth a couple times. Okay, now it's anchored. 2 times is really enough. You could do 3 if you're paranoid, but there it is. I'm going to reach inside again, and being careful to make sure that I have it nice and flat and straight, I'm going to feed it to the other end of the seam, and again I'm going to pinch it right there so you can see it's about half an inch from the end where I'm going to do that anchor, and we're going to repeat the process. Line up the needle, back and forth a few times, and there we go. So now I have the elastic anchored at both ends, and now the trick is going to be to sew along the whole length. And I've found that when I'm sewing, I like to just stick a pin in this little pocket overlap here, just to keep everything in place. I've found that sometimes it'll flip around or do something I don't want it to do, and then I have to unpick it and do it again. So it's just a quick little time saver. So again, I'm going to line up with those little holes that I showed you before. Do a little anchor, back and forth a few times. And now I like to rotate my wheel so that my needle is down, anchoring my diaper, so that when I pull to stretch the elastic, it's not going to go anywhere because the needle is in it. And being careful, I just pull on the diaper slightly to get that elastic nice and snug along here. And then, keeping tension on the diaper, holding on to the anchor point, I'm going to sew along those lines. another anchor stitch. And there we go. Take out my pin, and voila! Brand new elastics. Now this part usually looks wonky. I'm sure you've noticed that on your own diapers. That's just where the fleece is doubled up. And you can see that the fleece is nice and flat here because I put that pin in it. And that's it. Repeat on the other side, snip your threads, and there you go. You just replace the elastics in your diaper.